Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Bleeding Crypto's Market Update. Today is Monday, May 1st, and I did an update. I believe it was Friday, if I'm not mistaken. A few days ago, I did an update video on the price action for what was going on during that day. And the weekend has passed. We have had a nice run up to the upside. We're starting to retrace that run up. And I just posted this chart here on Twitter just about maybe 5 minutes ago. And I'm already getting an overwhelming amount of DMs. So I guess there's a lot of questions and concerns. I thought it was pretty simple. That's why I just put on the post, keeping it real simple here. And but it's raising a lot of questions. So I said, you know what? Let me take this opportunity to do another video and kind of talk about this post that I just put on here and maybe clarify some of the questions that a lot of you guys are posting me and DMing me. The first one was, could this be a diamond reversal pattern? So I answered him back, but I'm just for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and answer you. I don't see this as a diamond reversal pattern, as this is skewed a little bit more, leaning a little bit more to the left than I would like. Diamond reversal has a little bit more, I would say, towards the middle of this structure here. So it could be, but I'm not really counting on this as being a diamond reversal pattern. I'm still leaning towards more upside, to be honest with you. But so let me just break down the comments here, and then I'm going to erase these comments, and then we're going to do a little deeper analysis of why I'm leaning more bullish than bearish. Okay, so let's start with this comment here. We are still in an uptrend until we lose this higher low. And this is the higher low I was speaking about here. And this higher low is basically in comparison to being higher than this previous higher low. So as you know, we had a low here, then we had a high, we had a higher low, then we put in a higher high, we put in another higher low against this higher low. And for my analysis and what I was looking for, just touching a little bit back in the past, is to break this downtrend market structure. This broke this downtrend market structure. So now focusing on this uptrend here, coming out of this downtrend, you can see why this is a very important level. When you go into a downtrend, what do you look for? You look for lower highs and lower lows. So we don't have any of that yet. We have, like I said, highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So in order to reverse this trend, we would now need to put in a lower high. In order to do that, we need to break the previous higher low to reverse that market structure. So let me go ahead and just get rid of this comment here, and then I'll move on to the next comment, and then we'll look into what would be needed for me to see a reversal of trend on the market structure itself. So let's get rid of this comment here. Now, let me talk about this comment. This is a comment, I guess the most overwhelming amount of DMs that I got was on this market structure here, saying this is a double top. Yes, this could very well be a double top, but the beginning market structure doesn't automatically dictate that this is a double top. Double tops, like any other type of market structure, whether it be a bear flag, a bull flag, they need to confirm. In order for this to confirm, you need three things for a double top. So you need the left side, the right side, and then the neckline. This here is the neckline of that double top if it does play out indeed into a double top. Right now, we are still above the neckline. So that's what this comment is. As long as we are above this line here and we haven't confirmed this neckline, this is not a double top. We just had a little break. I just got an alert here, so I just want to look at something real quick because I am in a long, and I'm in a long. However, I'm looking at us to come down and dip and knock out a contract from HyBlock. I want to see if we did that or not. Allow me 1 second because I have a very large order, so I need to see if we knocked down that contract. Yes, we did. Okay, perfect. So I'm looking for us to knock out this contract here, the one at 76, and then continue our uptrend. So we just came down and did that. Now you understand why I love HyBlock, why I rely on HyBlock for my trades, as this gives me a very good look for direction, for possible direction on my trade. So I rely heavily on this because of exactly this purpose right here. This gives me the confidence that we are going up. They wanted to knock out this local contract of $76.49 million at 100x leverage before continuing. If we were not going to continue to the upside, what they would have done, they would have taken out these contracts first. This is a short contract. This is a short contract. I just got an alert on Pepe, so I'm going to talk about that as well. An alert that is going down. So I'll talk about that in just a second. So the fact that they came out after this here tells me they're going to go higher. If they had went up to take out this contract, then that would have told me that we're going to go lower because they're not going to pay these local contracts out if they're going to go, they want to take them out if they're going to go higher. Does that make sense? I think I explained that. I lost track with that alert. Let me explain again. We were here. This contract popped up. So when I looked at this contract, here and I'm looking at these two contracts, I'm thinking, okay, if they come down and knock this out, I'm going to stay in my long because that means that we're going to go high. If they start going up here and knocking this contract, that means we're going to go down because they want to take out this contract before they go down. They don't want to pay $117 million, 150x contract if we're going to be going down. They want to come up and knock it out, vice versa. They don't want to pay a $76 million contract, 100x long, if we're going to go up. So that's where my decision to stay in my long comes from. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. What's my invalidation? We break this low here. I'm out. I take my loss. No big deal. Start again. Look for another possibility. Look for another trade setup. And I go from there. That's what we do as a trader. We're not going to be right all the time. But when we formulate a system that plays out more often than not, and you start looking for signs, then that starts becoming a tool set that you can work off of and you can potentially make money off of. So that's kind of my train of thought. I'm sorry, I went off of the rails a little bit from what my original video, the intent of the video, but I just got those alerts at the last minute, so I needed to make sure that everything was going to plan because, again, I have a lot of money. And unfortunately, you guys, many of you know me, I cannot put a stop. The bigger the order, the less likely I'm going to put a stop because of the fact that they will come down and hunt me. And I have proven this to my students on my videos where I would literally put a stop. I did that years ago. I would put a stop. And the moment I hit confirm on that stop limit, the price action would go to the 30-second or 1 minute time frame. The price action would stop and start going right down into my order. The moment I would cancel it, it stopped going down and start going back up. You have to understand, guys, there are bots, algorithms programmed for that. So it's not somebody that's looking at my order, some guys behind the computer looking at my order and doing that. No, it's programmed. So the moment it's programmed to be able to knock someone out of the position and take their money before heading up, they're going to do that. And the moment you put that stop order on, you are now a target. It's that simple. Enough people put stops to that same location, you now become a liquidity pool. You now become an area for them to hunt, take the money before moving back up. And vice versa. If they want to move down, they're going to go and hunt all the people on the upside. That's how they make their money. You have to keep that in mind. So continuing to the original video the video was intended for, the chart that the video was intended for. This is not yet a double top to me until we lose this neckline. So let me go ahead and get rid of that. And we're going to move on to what I'm looking for. Now, what am I looking for a continuation? What am I looking for? So far, if this is an uptrend, obviously I'm looking for higher targets until proven otherwise. There's no reason to start looking down here if we haven't lost the uptrend. Until we lose the uptrend, it really is there really is no real reason for that. So just give me 1 second here. I'm gonna have to pause it. Okay, sorry about that. I needed to update my Telegram channel. Remember, guys, I have a free Telegram channel, and I do provide a lot of information on there. And if you want access, all you have to do is just send me a DM. So I had to pause it to give them an update of what I'm looking for. I had posted earlier this morning when I got into this long position that there's going to be major support at 23,150, and I need to make sure that it's going to hold at least that. So let me share with you the chart. So right here is 23,150. We did lose it. We bounced bounced on it when we touched it. We did lose it. However, this is still very strong support. So I'm going to wait until we close the candle below this 23,150 before cutting my trade and taking my losses. If not, we could still have a possibility of closing above it. If we can close above it with just a wick down, I'll stay in my trade. If not, like I mentioned, I will cut my trade. If you look to the left here, look, this was very strong support here, strong support there, strong resistance here, strong support here. So this is a proven support area. So there's no need for me to panic or to get out of my trade until the market tells me to get out of my trade. And unfortunately, yeah, am I in a loss? I am in a loss. But that's the things we have to put up with as a trader. We're not going to win every single time. We might be in a trade where it's not going our way, but we can make a decision to cut it right away. Or if you made the analysis and you feel like there's certain areas that are going to hold, and you want to take that chance, and if you have enough of profits banked in that you're willing to take that chance, then great. And another thing that brings me solace is that I don't know if that's the right word, solace or solace. I'm not sure if I'm using the correct word. Is that there's shorts that are opening at the moment up here on this price action. So that, and really big shorts. So that adds to the bias that this will hopefully hold, meaning that we'll have a candle body close above 2350, and that they're going to go after those shorts that are trying to jump in at the last moment. So those shorts there gives me comfort that bare minimum, I could probably break even if I decide to stay in that trade while they go up and knock out those high trade shorts. Now, those shorts that are on piling on the last moment, it's not a guaranteed that they're going to go there and fill them. But again, watching that information on HyBlock and then looking at the odds are in my favor because I've seen that play out more often than not. There are going to be times where it doesn't play out the way I think, and I'm going to take that loss. And that's part of those, 40 to 30% of the times that things don't go my way. I got to take that loss and deal with it. But for now, I pause the video basically to update my Telegram. Regardless of what I'm doing, guys, I'm always multitasking. I've got my paid Discord group. I've got my free Telegram. I've got my Twitter. I've got this video on YouTube. I'm doing everything I can to bring you guys information, to help myself as well, to basically make money in this space, and hopefully create a reputation that I know what I'm talking about to some extent. Am I the best trader out there? Absolutely not. Am I a good trader? I consider myself a good trader. I have a lot to learn, and I strive every day to learn from better traders that I feel are better than me. I strive to learn from them and pick up whatever I can from them, and continue to look out for traders that, whether they're new or old, that are much better that I can learn from, and in turn, obviously, make some money. So let's go back to that chart we're talking about. All right, so I'm sorry for so many distractions, guys, but again, that's why I don't do these videos that often. I have a lot of things going on, so it's just tough for me to just completely break away. So now let's look at, this is the 3-day time frame. The reason I did it on the 3-day time frame, it's to basically erase a lot of the noise. When you have too much stuff going on and you zoom out, the more you zoom out, the less noise you have. So now let's do this. Let's move over to a weekly time frame and see if the market structure can give us any type of direction, or if there's anything that sticks out at me. So far, no, nothing really. Same type of structure. I'm looking for this line to break. Let's look at the daily real quick here. See if anything kind of stands out. Actually, a little bit does. You know what does stick out to me? This little drop here and this little area here. I am now looking at. Oh, Pepe is really coming down. You know what? Let's look at Pepe real quick. I want to. Here we go. So Pepe is coming down here, and we knew this was going to happen eventually. So we know this is going to crash. This is what I want you guys to be very careful. And I posted this. A lot of people are going to get caught on very high leverage trade thinking they can outsmart the market. You don't need a lot to get knocked out of a high leverage trade. You need, for instance, a 100x trade, you need 0.46%. So what you're going to be seeing on the way down, you're going to see a lot of these moves where they come right back up to basically knock that down. Let me give you an idea of what a 0.46% is to knock you out of a 100x leverage. Man, I can't even put this on. It's less than this. So let me do this. Let me do this. I'm going to go to the 5-minute time frame, And let me show you what a 0.46% looks like to knock you. Wow, I can't even go there. It's literally this. You know what? Let me find. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna find a candle that'll show you what is needed to knock you out of a 100x leverage trade. This is a 1%, still less than this. Still less than this. There's not even this right here is a 26%, 17%, 1.19. This right here, this candle right here will knock you out of your 100x leverage. This candle right here, this little candle body, just the candle body itself. That's all you need to get knocked out. So imagine this. This was a 4.22% candle, not including the wick. This knocked out probably everything from 150x leverage, if you can find it that high, all the way down to probably a 50x, if not even a 40x, knocked down all of these people. And that's what these candles are designed for, guys. These candles are designed to knock out all the heavy hitters that are jumping in at the last moment, and they come up and they knock them out and they can proceed to go down. This is going to retrace, and this is going to go all the way back down, and it's going to leave a lot of people. Look at this. How do you think that you're going to jump on this and that you're going to be, and that you're not going to get trapped? Look at already all of these trapped people. These were people who bought, and I'll guarantee these are not people who are selling. And these are most likely people who are going to sell are the people who bought higher than what they sold. Because a lot of people are jumping on here. Most people buy meme coin are not professional traders. Professional traders will jump in here and get out really quick with their initial position and let the rest ride or continue to take profits along the way. Very few are going to do that because you have something working against you that most people have no control over. It's called fear. Fear of missing out is not going to allow you to take profits. All right, guys, so let's go back here. I just wanted to show you real quick on what I'm looking for on Pepe. I'm not shorting this, just so you know. I'm not right now. I'm doing the video. I was planning to, but I was not going to use any high leverage. Very very low leverage, maybe 2 or 3x, because that takes a lot more to knock you out of your position. But at this moment, I'm going to let some of this calm down. You're going to see pretty soon a green bar coming up to here, basically confirming the breakdown here. So you're probably going to see a bar hitting something here, and then maybe I'll start hunting for some small chunks of shorts just to make some money. That's it, but nothing too crazy. But you probably see something coming up in here into here and then continuing down. So I'm thinking something like this is what I'm looking at. It's probably something like here, and then you'll see some more tracement down. Okay, let's go back to that video. Jesus, I'm never going to finish this. Okay, so what am I looking at here? I'm looking at this area here. Look at this area here that acted as very strong resistance for the price action. We had a couple of deviations here, but the meat of it here, actually you can probably even lower it down to this one here. In any case, this was a very strong area of resistance. So I want to see this hold. I want to see if by the end of the day, this is the daily time frame, if by the end of the day we can manage to close the candle body above here. If we manage to close the bottle candle, the body candle here above this line, then that gives me a reinforced bias that continuation may continue. That we may continue with more upside. If not, then this starts the beginning of a breakdown. That we're not able to hold such a long look. This lasted here for about almost a month, and if we can't hold that after a month, and we haven't really tested that too much, and we can't hold it, then I can say, okay, I'm now going to be paying really close attention to this, because this may now be the beginning of that double top, and this obviously breaking this, like I mentioned before, will be the confirmation of this double top. But right now, too soon, guys, too soon. We can't just jump in at the very first sign of something weakening and say, okay, that's it, we're going down to 15,000. That's not how it works. We have to keep a very reasonable amount of leeway, and the higher these time frames you put on the chart, the more the less you are frazzled with moves. So you're not as jumpy. When you see this little candle here, it doesn't look as bad. When you look at the smaller time frame, you see these massive candles, then it tends to affect the psychology, and then you start maybe thinking more bearish than you should, or vice versa, more bullish than you should. So zooming out just gives you a little bit better perspective to, hey, hold on, a lot of look at all these wicks. Look at all of these wicks, and at one time these were full body candles. And for instance, look at this big wick here. Like, okay, now we're going to break resistance, and what do? No, we didn't. We closed the candle body below. Once again here, okay, we're breaking resistance. Here, everybody was all happy of breaking resistance, and guess what happened? At the end of the day, we closed below here. And it happened time and time again for almost a month. Until we finally had that thrust. So this could be just one of those where we close the candle body, and we have a wick here, just like the reverse of this area here. Okay, so I think that was pretty much it, guys. You know what? We can touch on this. Let's look at the heat map of the liquidation data. And I want to go back to a 7-day, look back 7 days. And I'm going to look at, we're going to take an aggregated look. So we're going to look at 3 exchanges, BitMEX, Bybit, and Binance. And then we're going to see what the price action has been doing, going towards those liquidations. You know what, guys? It ain't looking good for the upside right now. I'll be real honest, even though I'm in an upside trade. Look at the way we are gradually coming down and knocking all of that heat. And right now we're going even lower. There's heat down here at 26,950, and then 26,450. So we've got some good targets here that we can very well be going towards. Now we have a very large liquidity sweep here at 30,300. So could we stop here and go here and then come down here? Yeah, we could. But the way we'll continue to bleed down, well, obviously is going to be a concern for me if I'm thinking that we're going to be playing. I'm going to be going to the upside. But again, I don't want to jump into anything just yet, because I've been here before. We're all going to be in trades like that it's going against you, and all of a sudden you get out and it goes the way you originally intended. Why? Why does that happen? Well, think about it. What did you do with that trade? You did the homework. Things were pointing to the upside or to the downside, whichever direction you're looking at. You played it. It starts going against you. And what did you do? You got out. You got out. You did all the homework, you did all the analysis, different views, different looks. Yeah, and it could very well be the best decision you could have made. But until you get a little bit more confirmation, you can't just get out of it at the first weakness, because that's what the market likes to do. The market wants to shake you up. It wants to shake you up because it doesn't want to pay you. And if more people thought that it's going up and more people position themselves to the upside, it's gonna frazzle you. It's gonna want to shake you to get out of those positions, take those losses, and then your original thesis ends up working out. So for me, I'm doing this as an example because of the trade that I'm in right now. I'm underwater in a trade. I see that it's trying to knock me out, and I've been here before, but my reason for taking the long, there was a lot more reasons for me to take the long than was to take the short for the local move, for the day trade, scalp trade. So for right now, I'm going to hold tight. And I'm going to not allow the price actions on the low time frames to shake me up, because it's done that before, and I wind up beating myself up, and I'm gonna keep myself distracted with this video, helping people, answering questions, doing what I can to stick through it until the market says, you know what, you got to get out. And at that point, I get out, take my licks, and I try again. All right, so here it's pointing, my bias here on this liquidation is to the downside. It is to the downside because I'm looking at the way it's just coming until the bulls can prove it. Then it goes to the downside. So now I'm going to do this. I'm going to look at this level here at 26,950, and I'm going to go to my chart, and I'm going to see, where is this here? 26. Look at that, 26,967. So this I now have confluence with this support and that that liquidation data. Do you see how things just start lining up together? So this tells me that this is maybe a good chance we hit this before going up higher, because there's a reason for us to come down here. There's a reason for us to lose this. It's not a guarantee, but now I can start making a case for the downside. Here, we could easily come in here, knock out that liquidity before going up, and then grabbing that liquidity at 30,300. If we close below this, what do? We can now start looking for lower targets. They pay out the heat up at 30,300, and we can start looking for lower targets. But until that happens, until you get that confirmation, there's really little that I think anybody can do at this point. Well, that I can do at this point. So I'm going to wait to see how this plays out. And we also have a candle close, a 4-hour candle close in 15 minutes. So I want to see how that resolves. So let's go down to the 4-minute time frame real quick. Let me look at here. And let me look at the 4-hour. There's a 4-hour right there. Okay. So we have a 4-hour. We have, let's see here. We've got support. All right, so we're actually on some support right now, which is, I'm looking at previous resistance. So whenever I try to find support, the first thing I look is just previous resistance. And I'm looking at this cluster here. Okay, all right, fine. We'll wait. I'll wait. Like I said, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait. I want to look at something else. I want to see if I can find something on the daily here. Let me see. Nope, there's nothing in here. I was looking to see if there's a fair value gap up here. Nope, there is not. All right, I'm trying to make a case for the upside and for the downside, and didn't find anything there. Other than that, guys, there's not much here to cover. I just wanted to answer the questions based on the chart that I posted, do an update video on you guys, and you guys got a little bit of an insight of what happens to a trader during a trade that doesn't go their way. So hopefully that was a little bit of a lesson on what everything that goes in through my mind while it's going against me, and what I'm looking at, keeping a realistic expectation that I'm making a case to the downside as well. Because if I need to cut, I need to know what my next move is. My next move may be finding out what the resolution here is. We have a target to the downside. We have a good area of support. So do we break it? We short. Do we bounce off of it? We long for continuation. And that'll be my next move. So I gotta think that if this doesn't go my way, what's my next move? I need to figure that out. I can't just throw the towel and say, screw this, I'm out of here. No, I mean, you can if you want to, but that's not what a real trader does. A real trader takes the licks when they come, and then looks for that next setup. For me, I probably won't do, if I take the loss here, I'm not going to do anything inside of this zone. Nothing at all. I'm going to go, if it didn't work, if the analysis that I did this morning that led me to go into a long did not play out, then I need to stay away from this area here until I have a higher conviction trade setup for myself. And that's going to be in this area here. It won't be anywhere in here. All right, guys, everyone have a really good day. And I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate that.